Ladies, I have something that I want to touch on today. And I want to talk about good men. No, I'm not talking about child support this time, but I want to talk about good men. I hear all the time when I talk to women and you see it perpetuated in the media that there are no good men, particularly no good black men. That you have to go um well, I'm not going to say you have to go outside your race, but it's just there's such it's such a widespread stereotype now that all men are dogs, all men are this, that, or the other. It's always something negative. And I don't like when we bash our men. I think we need to build our men up. I think that men are to be respected and appreciated and loved. And the problem I see, ladies, is not that there is a shortage of good men. Because let's keep it real, they're good and bad of everything. They're good men, they're bad men. They're good women and they're bad women. But it's not just a man thing. Let's get off the kick that there are no good men because there are plenty. The problem is, and let's just be real about it, ladies, 9 times out of 10, you don't want the good man. There's a good man staring you in the face like every day, but he doesn't have the certain standards that you have kind of set for yourself on that so-called list that women love to come up with. And I'll kind of give you some of the things I've heard on the list that I think kind of contribute to the destruction. um, he has to be at least this tall, this height. He has to have this kind of job, make this kind of money, drive this kind of car. Um, can't have any kids. He can't. I mean, it's just sometimes some of that stuff to me is a little ridiculous. And then we stay single so long most of the time because we don't have realistic expectations or we're not willing to even give those really good guys a chance. Not every good guy has a six-figure salary. Not every good guy is driving a Mercedes or Bentley or BMW, whatever your luxury car choice is. Or they may not have everything, but they still could be a good man and be a good man for you. But we're caught up on social economic classes and status that we don't consider every option that could be presented to you. And you don't know, that could be the love of your life that you turn your nose up at. He could be a garbage man. I mean, nothing against garbage men, but he could be. He could be in some profession that you don't see as this is my dream guy. He could be driving a metro bus. I mean, come on now. I have nothing against a successful man or a man who's, if you find that type of man and that's what you want and he's good to you, great. All I'm saying is that ladies, we need to be little bit more open-minded when we're selecting or choosing to date, who to date or who to see. I think we limit ourselves and we cut ourselves off from a lot of potential good men because we can't get past our hangups. You know. Um, but here's my other issue with that. I would say, if I had to give a percentage, most of the time when people are talking, particularly women, when we're talking about all the things a man has to have, he has to have this and have that in order for us to date him, we don't have that ourselves. And I find that very ironic. Actually, I find that like, wow, how dare you? How dare you ask and demand of a man that which you are not willing to bring to the relationship? It's only fair, right? Um, and I'm gonna make some people mad when I say this, but ladies, if your credit is tore up, how can you demand a man with good credit? If you have debt out the wazoo and 10 million credit cards that you didn't pay off, and all that debt is now mounting, and it's on you, and you don't pay it, and you're looking for some rich guy or some well-off-to-do guy to come in and pay off all your debts and be like a Superman and swoosh in and just rescue you. I think that's wrong. I think it's irresponsible. I think we put a lot on men that really is not their responsibility. And I think as women, we need to be more cautious and more responsible concerning our own business, and we need to handle our business so that you can be an asset to a man. I'm sure, I mean, we all go through things, life happens. I'm not going to say that every time you had something bad happen that it was necessarily a cause of your own actions. Sometimes things just happen, unfortunate things. But get yourself together. Put yourself in the best position that you can be in so that when God does bring that mate or bring that man into your life, you're able to contribute to him and add to him and not subtract. And then give the man a chance. Ladies, give him a chance. It's like we say we want a good man. I hear it all the time. And then when we get one, we don't know what to do with it. We treat it, like all the other bad guys do. Or we let our past pains and issues that we've had in previous relationships, or what Johnny did, or what Tariq and everybody else did to you, you let that affect the situation that you're in the future. And it's not fair to that man. That's a lot. Now let's just be real, ladies. Some of us have so much baggage and garbage and debt and just a lot of irresponsible things that we put our situations we put ourselves in. We bring all that into a new situation. And you have to understand, when that man turns around and doesn't want you, it's because he sees a major responsibility in you. He sees a major liability. He's looking at all the things that he's going to have to take on. And if he really loves you and you're blessed to get a man like that, you better be grateful for him. But for most men who aren't willing to necessarily put up with all of that, you got to understand why. Ladies? So, it may seem that I'm hard on women. I guess I am. But I'm equally as hard on men, too. But I have to speak from my perspective, being a female, and, with the conversations and just what I've seen. It's just, I think our focus is very, very off, and we need to get back. We need to get centered. So, ladies, stop saying there are no good men. There are plenty. Open your eyes. Pay attention to the things around you, because you're Mr. Right. The person who's perfect for you, not perfect, but perfect for you, could be right under your nose, but you're not giving him a chance. So that's my spill on that. And can't wait to hear from you guys. I'm hoping that this will encourage some good dialogue. And please don't mistake me, I'm not bashing women. I am a woman. But I do think that we need to check ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, as well. On a male tip, because I'm not going to make this all inclusive, because I know there are exceptions to every rule. But generally speaking, men, a lot of times, so I'm going to give ladies a break for a second. I'm going to talk to the fellas. Men, a lot of times, you may have made mistakes in your younger years, or, had babies out of wedlock or whatnot, or, had miscellaneous sexual partners. And then when you get ready to settle down, you go looking for that sweet girl, the good girl, the church girl, the one that you didn't want in high school. And I have to be honest with you guys, that actually is an amazing feeling. But I digress. Be honest now. I mean, if the woman you approach is just very charitable and willing to give you a chance, you're blessed. But you got to ask yourself, if you're going to approach a woman who kept herself, abstained from sex, didn't have a bunch of babies out of wedlock, and you went on humping around like a dog in heat for the last, several years, and now you're ready to settle down, and now you want a virgin. You want someone who's been perfect, everything that you weren't. Is that right, really? Is that really cool? But it happens, right? So, guys, we need to be realistic. Y'all need to be realistic as well. Can't always demand what you're not bringing to the table yourself. And if you get that, you better thank God for that woman who is willing to accept you and all your flaws and everything else. So it goes both ways, bottom line. It's a two-way street. So I'm really done this time, as I'm closing. I'm not a preacher, but I'm closing. I'm really going to let you guys go. So let me know what you think. I can't wait to hear this one. Bye, guys.